Hey, I got shorties out trying to find me the look. Slipping through the cracks cause I'm slimy.
Tell her to pop, soda pop. He said that.
To who?
He said it in a rap.
So I can't answer you right now. Hey guys!
By the way. Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi guys.
I'm Joan.
I'm Whitney. You already know.
And welcome to Undocumented.
This is episode 4, and we are doing the. Huh?
It's 5.
It's 4, Joan. We just said it was 3 of the last one.
It's episode 4.
It's episode 4. We have Nana. We're doing the African Men Loves Themselves rebuttal, but it seems like Nana's on our side.
We'll see how this goes. Don't get mad at him.
Yeah.
Basically, what it is you have to elevate to this level.
Mm-hmm.
This type of African man.
Mm-hmm.
Elevate yourself.
This is the example.
And then, and then maybe you won't be so upset.
Oh no, dang! Why are you coming for niggas?
I'm just saying.
It's only been 1 minute.
I'm just saying because Nana doesn't have velvet loafers with a crown on them. You know what Nana has?
Genuine lover.
And they're patent.
The patent.
They shine through the clouds with his pants.
Why are you shaking your head, Nana?
Your pants do hit your ankle though. That is something that you do.
Wait, is that like an African thing?
It is an African thing.
What you mean hit your ankle? It can't go below?
No. I'm saying like most African men when they wear like either it's tailored or their pants,
which is not a bad.
It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your pants hit your ankle a little bit below just so you can see the shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so it's on purpose.
It's cut like that on purpose. Yeah.
All right.
As a matter of fact, if you have baggy pants and loafers, you look like a 10-year-old.
Oh.
He said it. We did it.
Right. But I mean, so we said that, but I think the guys all heard that African men love themselves and got mad at us. So every single bullet point that we made, they were like, no, we don't do that. No, we don't wear pants on our ankles. It's like, yes, you do.
Or we don't have loafers. I mean, the next day they were wearing loafers. So we went. We were at a cookout with some friends, and they're Africans, and they were really mad at us because the episode had just come out, and they were telling us that we weren't loyal, that African girls aren't loyal, and that we prefer to date a kata man, and all these different things.
And that was the rebuttal to
us saying
that we love themselves. They love themselves.
And then I was like, well, y'all go out here and be picking up these white girls and the kata girls. So
that was the same night. That was the same night we decided to go out with them, and we literally went to Cornerstone, and like they were just talking to white girls,
and they just left us in the cut.
Yeah.
How did you feel? How did you feel about the video that because we watched it?
Yeah, but it was like months ago.
What?
It was months ago.
What?
The video that we did about African men. Were you offended though?
No. I mean, I wasn't offended because I don't really do a lot of that shit.
But you do dance with each other.
Yeah.
Or because you were one of the Ghanaian guys in the Ghanaian Independence Day.
You were smack dab in the middle.
Smack dab in the middle.
But it's kind of like one of those things where, like, if you go to war with these niggas, you can also dance with them.
Yeah.
What war you been to?
Right.
What war you fighting?
I'm saying, like, we have a struggle out here. We're not just black. We're Africans too.
Okay, understand.
So we go to war every day. So when the weekend comes
in Raleigh. Okay.
When the weekend comes and we go out, it's paramount that we join ourselves.
Okay.
And dance with each other.
Okay. So what about like when we want to join in too? Because women go to war too. We're
black women.
We're black women.
And African.
African. Don't dance with yourselves unless
we do, but we want to join in the
group, right? You can't join the group.
Why?
So if a dude wants to come grab Winnie, then Winnie can, but just don't join the group.
Why? Okay, so here's the thing. It's like, we don't want to just go and like shake our, well, I do love to shake my ass. But I don't always want to shake my ass. Like, I want to like join the group, dance, do the dances, do the shaku shaku, whatever, azonto, whatever else. And it's like, every time we try to join in, it's like, niggas get elbowed left and right. Like, you can't enter. Like, what's up with that?
I don't know what to tell you, but...
I'm going to say right here. So if we're all dancing a group together, then you guys can't join the group either.
With the girl?
Yeah.
Not straight.
That's not straight because y'all don't let that thing fly.
Nah, it's fine. Like, I mean, can you stop us from joining the group though? We stop y'all with elbows.
But we don't want to stop y'all because we want to dance with everybody.
Here's the difference.
Okay.
This is why African men genuinely love themselves and African women are above that. It's because we want camaraderie and unity amongst our community, and we're fighting for it. Yeah. And however, African men are being exclusionary and not letting us in.
Right.
Because y'all are going to war for each other. But I guess those of us who are also fighting next.
I guess women don't go to war.
Yeah, we don't go to war. We don't have our what's it called on?
What's it called? War uniforms? War uniforms? I know what you're talking.
Camouflage? Camo? Is that the war uniform?
Uniform.
We don't have our uniforms on.
I don't know. Like, and another thing is, not all African men dance together. Wait.
Okay.
Let me.
Okay.
Okay. So sometimes, right, there's certain guys.
Okay.
They're like cancer.
What?
Okay. Like let's finish
good cancer, though.
Okay, a good cancer.
Or whatever, however you feel about it.
Okay.
But it's like 2 or 3 guys that do this all the time.
Right.
If you usually don't do it, and you're a cell that's next to these cancerous cells, you just get pulled in, and next thing you know, you're dancing.
Oh.
No.
I like
I'm
the
just
analogy.
saying, like when I'm by myself,
you don't.
I don't even dance.
But you're by yourself, though. We're talking about
even when it's like me and like 2 other people, we're just chilling.
Okay, I can understand.
But when there's like 8 Ghanaian niggas, you have no choice.
Okay, which is not a problem. We're just saying that we just want to be a part of it.
And it's not even that, honestly, like truly, honestly, and truly.
Honestly and truly, John?
There are multiple levels of this, okay? So the first thing that we were saying was like, yes, y'all love yourselves, y'all love to dance with each other, y'all will lift somebody out the way. The loafers and the outfits, you just validated that. And validated our point. But we gave the compliments. We were like, you guys do dress well. The only thing that we did say that was maybe a little bit hurt was that y'all invented fuckboyism.
What?
Y'all are... Because it's finesse. It's all finesse. And Africans invented finesse. What are you looking at?
No one.
Who's no one?
She's cute, by the way,
She's
guys.
very cute.
She's really cute. But yeah, y'all invented finesse.
Yeah. Finesse. I think we didn't because low-key, back in the day, there was no finesse. It was kind of like, yo, like, I like Joan, I like Winnie. Okay, wait, I gotta pick one of y'all. So, let's just say I picked Joan. I'm with Joan, that's it. You know what I mean? And I think Western culture made us the way that people think we are now, but really we're just the same.
No, that's not true. Because
there were
if you want to
colonizers back then,
right? If you go back in the day, you want to go back to like our ancestors and like actually my great grandfather. This nigga had like 12 wives, so he liked Winnie, Joan, Priscilla, whoever else.
He had 12 wives at the same time.
Yes,
that was socially accepted at the time.
So then how hard do you think it is to move from something that's socially accepted to now be in a culture that's like you have to be monogamous, which is not a lot of African. No, I'm saying a lot of African cultures are not monogamous.
Wait, what do you mean? Like as far as like what is socially accepted?
Yeah, what is socially accepted? So from going for socially accepted to have 12 wives to now it's like what's socially accepted is to have 1 wife, even though that's not part of our culture really. Yeah, like people cannot just move from being able to get whatever they want.
First of all, none of my grandparents had 12 wives. Everybody had 1.
Okay.
You feel me? Now,
you smell me?
What them niggas did on the side, I'm not saying me. I'm not saying my family.
Right.
I'm just saying like that's what we're dealing with today is like when you go to Ghana or I'm gonna say Nigeria. Matter of fact, let's just say all West Africa.
Nigeria?
All West Africa, like there are certain people who are still doing it the right way. That doesn't mean, but then there's other niggas who aren't. Yeah. You can't clump us all into one group.
So we're not going to clump you all into one group, but you can't go to you can't ignore the fact that y'all did invent finesse.
We did not.
There's no
evidence, there's no proof that says.
If you meet an African man, and I can put all of y'all on this umbrella, and not in finesse in terms of finessing women, in finesse,
in general,
in finesse, period. There's no finesse like an African finesser. And go ahead and mention Nigeria.
I would just say Nigerians.
Damn. You don't think you can finesse?
I mean, I don't. This audience may be heavily Nigerian.
No, it's fine.
Nah, it's like, okay, I don't go out of my way to finesse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, like if I don't know, like I just feel like every time, like I feel like most times that I've dealt with, not most times, more times dealing with Nigerians and other nationalities, I feel like they're finessers.
Okay.
It's always like, oh, bro, like you can't do it for any cheaper. I'm like, nope. You know, but like you're right though. Africans, even if they agree on something, they're going to try to get their way somehow. It's the most annoying thing, especially when you run
a business.
Yeah. So a lot of times I don't even like dealing with Africans.
Yeah.
Keep it hot. Yep.
That's definitely.
I think Nana's dropped the more spicy comments than you have ever dropped.
Crazy soundbite.
I'm just saying, you know. But
our promo's just gonna be soundbites from Nana.
From Nana.
But what was the point?
I'm just saying, y'all, it's fuckboyism.
Yeah. I don't know. Like fuckboyism and finessing is different. Because like some Nigerians are like, yo, like it's a game, and if you're good at it, that's it. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean it shouldn't be clumped in with women too, because sometimes a nigga could be a finesser in the business world, but then really just love his wife at home.
You don't think fuckboys exist outside of certain scenarios? So it's not it's not just fuckboys with women. You can be a fuckboy in your business. You can be a fuckboy with friends.
Yeah. But let's separate those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we separate them, we say Africans they're not fuckboys, or they didn't invent fuckboyism. They invented finesse.
Right.
And some of them have evolved into fuckboys. And per Nana, it's mostly Nigerians. And he's not gonna.
You already said it.
Yeah. He's gotta go with it. Okay, so for you, if you had to make assumptions, or not assumptions, like if you were like, okay, this is how I feel about African women.
What would it be?
Yeah.
Man, don't get me started.
Oh wow, there's a whole list.
No, hold on. Okay, so African women.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this one's gonna get them tight.
It's
and
fine.
It doesn't even have anything to do with y'all. But I feel like because of our traditions in Africa, like African women are low key scared to be fun, or scared to admit that they like to have fun.
What do you mean by fun? Just kind of like
they're doing what we're all doing what young people do, right?
Right.
But sometimes it's like certain ones that feel like, you know, I don't even know why, but it's just like, why are you scared to like let people know that, like, you know, maybe you did go to the club, or maybe you even like this guy, like, you know, like it's really weird, and it may not be something that you guys would experience, but
I think it's because they have a culture of hiding things.
Yeah, like okay, like you go to Ghana. I mean, obviously, like anywhere. I'm just speaking from Ghana because I know, but like everybody knows what's up as far as, you know, there's a sexual culture in Africa, but it's also like the most hidden thing ever. Like you're never gonna hear. There's no strip clubs. You know, there's no like certain things are just hidden. Yeah, but behind closed doors, behind the curtains,
it's getting wild.
Yeah, it's wilder than here and other places. You know what I mean? So it's like this weird thing. It's like it's okay to like just be true to like if you like to go to the club and you like to drink a little bit,
it's fine.
That's it's not a big deal.
That's our culture though. Like religion is like woven into who we are. It's not like here where people can be religious. Yeah, like it's in our language. We have stores that are in Jesus' name, Taylor. Like you see it everywhere.
On every taxi,
everywhere. So like whenever
and that's okay.
That's perfectly fine.
And also, if you want to get religious, like you should just keep it hot with yourself.
Right.
Don't be like, oh, this is how I am, but then that's even worse.
Yeah.
Now you're doing it and you're lying.
Right. Facts. Come on. Yeah, but I think it's hard for women, especially because like I know the men sometimes have a little bit of leeway because there is still that boys will be boys culture.
Right.
But women is still like you have to be above reproach, or you have to be modest, and everybody wants to be Proverbs 31 woman. Like it's all these different things. So if you go into the club, you're not a Proverbs 31 woman. If you out here like I do like to shake it a little bit, you're not a Proverbs 31 woman. Yeah. If you do have a sexual freedom about yourself, you're not. You're not all these things that our culture as Africans tells us that is acceptable as a woman. So then it's difficult. So then you hide it.
Yeah.
And even like sometimes when Winnie's parents used to visit, when we lived together, she'd hide our wine bottles or alcohol bottles in my closet.
Yeah. I don't want to hear it.
Nah, yeah, there's certain people that like, yeah, they're not. I mean, and I'm not gonna. It's not gonna stop like having my liquor bottles out because the pastor's coming.
Yeah. Well, my dad is a pastor, but
Well.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, that and let me think. Is there any other ones? Like, I want to make fun of y'all like y'all made fun of us.
Wow. Why? But why though? If you have to like dig down deep to
This might be just for me.
Okay.
But I feel like African women might overwear Ankara.
What is overwearing Ankara? And for everybody, Ankara is a fabric.
Yeah, like, or, you know, the African fabrics.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, like, every occasion isn't an Ankara occasion. You know what I mean? Like, Asian girls don't wear geisha. Like, you know, Japanese women don't come in here with geisha clothes all the time.
Yeah. Right.
When it's appropriate, it's appropriate. Same goes
So
for
when
guys.
is it appropriate though? What if it's like part of like your closet? You want to wear it, you like it.
I think they overbuy it, so then
Okay.
they feel like because it's low key cheap.
Yeah.
So then they're like, oh, dude, I'm definitely gonna wear it.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
That's funny.
Okay, so can I ask a question? This is my issue also. Not to happen on top. Do you feel like Africans have good senses of style?
No. And just generally, broadly, no.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think that's a thing that, like, we don't... When you're in, like, most of the people in Africa, they're not worried about that.
No, they're worried about having clothes.
Yeah, at like, our markets, yes, you can get Foof Gucci, Foof anything, right? Mm-hmm. But in reality, like, the only reason why we want these things is not because, oh, this goes with this, it'll make it a nice outfit, but this is Gucci, so if I'm wearing it, I'm the guy.
Yeah.
Right.
So you see a lot of people who, like, especially African guys, I see this all the time, niggas will have on, like, everything. And the brightest of colors, like, yo, you gotta see that my shirt is Gucci, bro. Like,
but you know what? It's the same in rap culture, though. Like,
no, it's the same. It's hood rich.
Yeah.
It's
hood rich.
a lot. But I will say, like, some Africans can genuinely dress, but and I think it's like, like, if you grew up, like, and your parents, like, could afford it, like, you know, you had, like, which is a very, very small percentage, but, you know, but a lot of times you won't even know that their cardigan is, like, Hermes or something, right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's real dressing.
Yeah, though. Like, but the guys, a lot of times I see, like, you know, you got on a Timex watch, but you got on everything Gucci. That lets me know that your shit is not real. Like,
a Timex?
Ain't nothing wrong with Timex.
No, and that's not to knock anybody. You know, everybody's at their different levels, but, like, know yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if
like,
you
why are you wearing it?
Yeah, if you have on a big ass Gucci belt, like, from 7 seasons ago, but then, like, you have on, like, I don't know, something else, we know that it's fake. Yeah. Because people who buy that can afford nice jeans, nice shirts, sunglasses. I'm just being honest. Like,
it was 2011.
Yeah. Like, the old GG, they don't even make those anymore, guys. So if you trying to be fresh with the old GG belt, it's not working.
Fashion tips from Nana.
The new GG, y'all know the new GG.
Do they?
Yeah, they should. I hope.
If you don't, look it up. Google is a great resource.
Yeah. Fendi's coming back. Go ahead.
Who's coming back?
Fendi.
Fendi's coming back for the Fila collab or what? For what?
Fendi in general, they're coming back heavy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not a fashion segment. But, okay, so this is my biggest. It's not even just in Africa though, but like here.
Yeah.
I'm not. First of all, if I had the money, I would be laced, but I don't have money, so I'm not. I do my thing. There is Africans here in the U.S. who have jobs, who are doing well, who, when they step out of their houses, you're like, what are you thinking? And it's, I don't.
What are you thinking
in terms of like, what are you wearing?
Bad.
Yeah, like bad. And so I don't, like, my question is like, whenever we come here to the U.S. or we are exposed to more or maybe like different things, because not everything has to be Fendi, Gucci.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
There's nice things that are cheap at thrift stores, consignment stores.
Or not even like, I mean, it just, come on, Zara.
Zara. That's a store.
It's like, you feel me? Like,
I love Zara. But I don't think people learn lessons. And I think it's hard for us because even with like the whole African men love themselves issues with African women, it's like we don't take the good from the bad from different cultures. It's like we try to assimilate too much.
Assimilate too much. I think what happens is low key Africans come here and they still like only hang out with Africans. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like Ghanaians in Tracy Tower in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
You go in there and it smells like fufu. Like
that's where your cousin lives.
They only speak tree in the building. Like
That's
you feel
Are
me?
you serious?
Yeah,
that's
but
crazy.
again, like they're the same dudes there. You know, be having like the
Burberry.
bust down. No, the bust down AP or FAP. You know,
Damn.
it's things like that. It's just kind of like you know, it's I don't know, like
yeah.
We hang out with we see too many. So if Kwame and Kweku like literally are dressed like this and they're the cool guys, like
everybody's gonna try to
and they may not be actually the cool guys.
Yeah.
Or like maybe they're not doing the right thing.
Right.
They might be cool.
Okay, so so in the thread of things, there are things that are like there are things that are good and bad. Whether it's clothing, whether it's how you act, whether it's how you treat people, and we should hang out with each other. Like you know, we should have that community because we are not of the United States of America.
Yeah.
But so from your experience here in the U.S. and going back and forth, what are the bad things that you think you've taken from the U.S. and what are the good things that you maybe have left behind, or reverse?
Okay, I think that like because we're from the U.S., like a lot of times we think like we're somehow like better, and that's just the culture that is that's projected onto you, even if you're not even from here. Like oh USA, you know.
Right.
I went to this restaurant in Ghana, and I remember the waitress was slow. African service is kind of slow; they're not the same, but
kinda.
I remember the waitress was went to this guy to collect his the check, and the dude was like, "You know me? He said I butchered it, you know what I mean? Like I'm from the States, like I don't have to pay if I don't want to."
What?
Bro, calm down. Calm down.
That's
you feel me? Like that's ugly. Like no matter where you go, like whether it's Ghana, like a lot of other Western countries don't really they're like Americans, because you look online, on the TV, and it's literally USA, and the main people who are saying that never been out of USA.
Yeah.
So that is one thing that I never really had that, but it was just interesting to see.
Yeah.
And then being Ghanaian, I don't know. I don't think there's anything bad coming from Ghana. We're just taught to be kind of respectful people. I think the one thing is it's over your elders, and I definitely respect my elders, don't get me wrong, but sometimes
they're not right.
When they're not right,
yeah,
you have to really make your own decisions.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are getting stuck.
Yeah.
Like if my mom is a nurse and I'm a girl, that doesn't mean I have to be a nurse.
Right.
I can be an artist if I want to. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that
No, seriously.
Nah, for real, because there's too many I want to be a nurse.
Yeah.
I want to be a doctor or a lawyer. They don't even want to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And the thing about it is I don't know what everybody's situation is, but I think a lot of times people our moms and dads who came here without college educations, they see a nurse as a doctor.
Right. Yeah.
And that's not the case. I gotta be.
I think, but I think with that though, it's more so on the security side. They know
right.
if you're a nurse
and I don't
or
blame
doctor,
them. I don't blame them because it's dude, being an artist, you're gonna struggle, and I didn't come here sacrifice everything so that you could. And I was a biology major.
Yeah, he was supposed to be an anesthesiologist. We were all banking on Nana, bro.
And then
let that man be an artist.
Right, I didn't even want people to know this.
Sorry,
you failed.
No, you didn't fail.
Nah, but
I was gonna be a dentist.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's I did the whole biology pre-med track, applied, and I was just dude, and at the same time, I was just really getting into business, and and I was man, I always wanted to become a doctor so that I could have money to start a business. And then I was maybe I just why don't I just do that? So it's been a long road. 2014 till now.
Yeah.
So, but still, I've learned a lot, and I don't think I would do it differently if I had to do it over. But still, like, maybe what if I did finance? Like, you know, maybe I would have like known more about what I want to do now.
Yeah.
But you know, Mom Dukes was like, "Come in. You know, I had a dream. You were a doctor."
A dream? You can't fight with dreams.
The dream is over. That's what you're gonna be.
Yeah. So, whatever.
Whatever.
Can I ask you a question? Do you, being part of both cultures, you don't hang around with a lot of Ghanaians. You do, but you're not a lot of.
Yeah.
Do you care, or do you think your parents care about who you end up with?
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, really? They want you to have a Ghanaian girl? Dang.
Are they sending you WhatsApp profiles of different girls?
Nah, nah, but I remember when I went to Ghana, like my parents, like we went to go see these two girls that we knew when I was like 7. One of them was getting married,
and the other one was single.
Yeah, but like they didn't know that.
Oh,
it was just like, let's just go and see that.
Oh no!
And of course, I mean, like that's like I had to drive because it was just my mom, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so we just went there. You know, it's cool.
Funny.
I mean, they're still cool people. It's just like, you know, my mom's like, you know, get a Ghanaian woman because I don't even want to mention what they be saying.
Dang.
It's not good. And I'm like, Mom, like, how would you feel if someone was saying that about Ghanaian girls?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's like, but you know.
But you know.
Yeah. So.
What about you? What do you want to do?
I think at first, anyone who knows my history knows that I was not dating any Ghanaian girls, and most of them are like light skinned. Mm-hmm. But like now, like, you know, I like brown skinned girls, preferably Ghanaian, but I'm just saying, it is really gross. I just feel like I don't have to teach anybody my culture.
Yeah,
like I don't have to be like, oh, like, you know, I don't even know how, like, if we went to like a funeral and she had to wear a certain thing and like they were like dancing on dua or like something was happening, I wouldn't have to be like, oh well, this is what, you know, no. And then like then I have to be worried like, oh, like, will she even like, does she even like it? You know, you're always wondering like,
or respect it.
Respect it, you know. And then if y'all really get into something bad, are you just gonna be that African dude? You African nigga. Oh, you know what I mean? Not that I've never heard that, but I'm just saying like it's the same reason why like I don't want to do like a white girl.
Oh no,
just because.
Well, nothing wrong with y'all. But.
No,
just because like I feel like the cultures are so different that it would have to be like someone who like is really really into my culture. Yeah, you know, and I'm not into anyone's culture like that, so I can't expect anyone to do that to me. So.
That's true.
We made a comment the other day. She felt like we went out. Was it the day party? I think we were at.
I don't even know what comment you're talking about. I made a lot of comments.
And now in American culture, people are embracing Africans.
Oh yeah.
But she was feel like we're getting fetishized. Yeah. Do you feel like, one, as a black man, you already fetishized?
On the low.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's certain girls that like, oh, I like African guys now. Why?
Yeah. No, because it was like literally at the party. It was weird because it's like I've never like seen any of these people before. I may not recognize them, maybe because I was high, but like I didn't recognize them. But it was like it was a day party at Haymaker.
I was there.
No, you weren't there. But like I think you were out of town or something. But like it was just I was like coming back from the bar and like they were playing Afro beats and like these random girls came up to me, they're like, "Hey, show me some moves," and I'm like.
Were they black or white?
They were black. And I was like so confused because I'm like,
white people do that at all times though. So
it's expected, but it was so weird to me because it wasn't just them, it was just like a lot of people like around and just kind of like just being there. So I felt kind of awkward and weird because that's never happened before.
Or even like when we wear our necklaces with like the Africa or the Ghana on them, people are like, "Oh, you African?" It's like,
yeah.
It's like,
I hate it when people like.
Come back.
All right, so 30 minutes. All right.
You hate it when people like what?
Oh yeah, I hate it when like people like be like, "Oh, like you're like, you know, when I was a kid, like, oh, like you're African, say something."
Yes. Oh my
god. I'm like, no, I'm not about to like. I'm not a fucking circus monkey.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's the same way. Like, if someone's like, "Oh, like I remember, like some of my friends in college, like would be like, if I didn't say something like, well, you don't know any other language, just like I really don't care what you think."
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that happens within our community a lot? Like other Africans also playing down on other Africans because they don't speak the language like as fluently or as well or respond?
I've never heard any of my friends, Ghanaian or non-Ghanaian, say anything about. It's possible that the Ghanaians probably don't say it to me.
Yeah,
But
I don't think it's like our generation. I think probably the older generations.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I was to go back home, because I don't speak my language, but I understand it barely now. But like if I was to go back home, they'll feel like I'm like a sellout.
I mean, I don't know about you.
Yeah.
I speak it, but like if I'm about to say something long and drawn out, it's gonna switch to English.
Yeah.
I don't know how to So I don't think that anyone is like again. It's possible that people do say that, but I've never heard it.
Okay. So I guess we can admit that not everything that we said about African men loving themselves was true.
I mean, it wasn't.
The fuckboyism thing, maybe not so true. But everything else we said about how y'all dress and how y'all act was not a lie.
No, it wasn't.
And I think that African men loving themselves is the way everyone should look.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Because like, if you don't love yourself, how can you expect anyone else to?
I agree with that.
And guess what's happening now? African men are being loved.
Okay.
All over the world.
Okay.
You feel me?
All right. PSA.
You done?
Okay.
Okay, but I will say this too, though. African men loving themselves, there was a comment at the cookout when the guys were mad, and they made a good point. They're like, we cook for y'all, we take care of y'all. And I'm like, we said that, but I'll reiterate, these niggas take care of like the girls or the women around them that they do care about. Like, if it comes, except for Nana at the Ghanaian Independence, they bailed on us and made us get, when we rode with you there, and how did we get home?
You did not.
Nope, you didn't. It's okay. Don't put them in my spot.
I'm not gonna put on blast though. Do you know what you did? Because you had to call me the next day and apologize.
Now you know I was peer pressured.
What?
I was peer pressured.
I was
like, bro,
bro. You're not an adult.
I was. They were like, bro, like, coming to your house, bro. I was like, but I rode with Joan and them. Like,
I'm pretty sure you didn't say I rode with Joan and them.
And they were like, kick them out, yo. I was like,
who said that?
You sure got
Tell
it?
Who said that?
Nah, I don't remember them, but they were.
Dang, that's crazy. This is what lying looks like.
You're pressured by people you don't even care about their opinions? That's crazy.
Well, I think they had weapons too.
Wow.
On that note, we're gonna move fast. I'm done. Right. But that's the end. African men, you do love yourselves, but we love you too. African women, you know what? If African women were able to love themselves as much as African niggas love themselves,
the world will love y'all.
No.
The world loves us.
No. Black women are the most hated thing in the world.
Hated?
Black women are the bottom of the totem pole.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
Oh, people love me.
But I'm... At the end of the day, I'm trying to, like, the camaraderie that you guys have, I've noticed, like, a lot of women or African women don't have that. Like, and I think that's maybe why people find me and Whitney's relationship so weird, because they're like, why?
It's always a competition with the girls.
Yeah,
always.
Right. If it's two lawyers, it's like, well, like, you know, or it's just two anything, or just, it's just weird. I don't know why, like, they have to, like, it's OD. It's be cool.
And you guys, like, whether it's with who you are attracted to, like, you guys don't let other women get in the way of your friendships.
Oh, no. Fuck that. Fuck these hoes. That's what they say.
This is why we are friends.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, I feel like the camaraderie amongst women, it could elevate the way that African men love themselves, because I think we've been trained to do everything to get y'all's attention, and even at the cost of our friendships with each other.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, y'all are like, we good over here.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll dance in a circle, we'll throw our flags, we'll kick women out, because at the end of the day, they will always be trying to get in.
Maybe that is like why African women don't have such camaraderie, because they always feel like they're in competition to get the guy. You feel me? So if it's like, if we're cool, if like the African women are cool with each other, I think there might be a lot of backstabbing, and then like that's why like they don't hang out with each other as much. And I think that y'all don't have to be like, if you lived in like Ghana or like, because the circles become smaller, like even if it's like 5,000 people, like it becomes like really weird.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, And the guys, they can do what they want culturally. It's just kind of like, if a guy, like, if you talk to me and then you talk to a guy who knows my friend, all of a sudden you're a dot.
Right.
But if I talk to you and your immediate friend,
you're the man.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all can call me what you want, but
Yeah.
the next girl's going to be like, yeah, whatever.
Right.
I'm still gonna be out here with him.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and I think it goes
I
back to.
I don't know none of this. I've never done any of that.
Okay, well, okay, no. Disclaimer, but I'm saying, but like going back to that is because people aren't honest with themselves. Like you said, like the girls are in competition for like one guy, but they're not telling each other like, "Hey, Joan, like I like this guy," or vice versa, doing things like in secret or like I secretly like him. They aren't honest, so just be honest.
They're scared to be the fun-loving people they want to be.
Why?
That was my first.
That was the first thing.
Like they're just like they're shook. I don't know why. Get out of that. Like,
it's not as African women because people here in the U.S. Americans are also scared to have fun.
Yeah,
and I mean, there's no like
not even close to this much.
Oh, it's a different degree in our country, but like
no, even like I'm talking about the Africans here, the girls here.
Yeah.
In our country, obviously, but here it's like you get here. I mean, some of it depends on where you're from, like but some people, I mean, I'm like, bro, it's okay to like this thing.
Yeah.
Or, whatever.
To let loose.
To let loose a little bit.
Oh, I never drank. Yo, I saw you drinking. You were in so-and-so section last week.
Hey, who are you talking to? Since whoever you talking to, just feel free to let go. Get a bottle of champagne, take it to the head.
It's okay. Not take it to the head.
Why not?
Maybe that's
if you want to take it to the head, take it to the head.
But still, just be honest with yourself.
Don't throw up and like be stupid.
Don't throw up and be stupid? No, okay. Well, anyways, so that was that, guys.
Yes. So now that we're done with that, we're going to do world recap.
Yeah. Nana has to leave in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to leave.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can just...
We could do the world recap without you.
Are you calling them now?
Yeah.
Go ahead. All right.
I had an interview to do today.
Shit. What time?
But I'm going to send them, oh my God, I lost power.
From your cell phone?
It's a Google Hangout.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's an app for that.
Shut up. No, I had to interview somebody to work at Smash Boxes.
I know, but I'm saying like...
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
My laptop lost signal. So I had a world recap and it was good too. And I can't this is what it is.
Okay.
Kanye motherfucking West.
What happened?
Yesterday he went to meet Donald Trump at the White House.
Why?
Because he wanted to talk about Chicago, the prison system, all like the things going on in the black community. And this nigga went on a rant about how he...
Why am I shocked?
Went on a rant about how he, didn't grow up with a lot of male energy, is currently not in a house with a lot of male energy, which is beautiful, by the way. That's what his words are. That's what I'm saying. And when he puts on the MAGA hat, it feels like a superhero cape.
What the fuck?
Mind you, this is literally two seconds of a 10-minute rant about just all over the place, talking like it was the most just nonsensical, non-sequential, like it was just the most ridiculous rant ever. And Donald Trump is like, I would let you speak for me any day.
Of course, you fucking nut job.
And so then Kanye gives him a hat that just says "Make America Great," and he left when he was like, yeah, I gave him a hat that said "Make America Great" because I feel like the again is where people are having issues, so we're just gonna make America great. And
the word again,
now and again.
Oh my
God!
God!
So then, like at one point, they were talking about North Korea, and Donald Trump was like, yeah, the whole North Korea situation. And Kanye was like, yeah, and you stopped that. And Donald Trump was like, yep, I sure did. It was like two stupid people surrounded by, and so like, someone at the press corps was like, this is the most insane place I've ever worked at. And it's just crazy because even like with all the madness, he was like, yeah, but I won't run for president until 2024, so it's okay.
Kanye West said that?
Yeah, because he didn't want to run in 2020 because that would mean he would be running against Trump, and he wants Trump to have his full 2 terms.
You know what? Tiffany sent me a job yesterday that was in DC, and she was like, yeah, they'll sponsor and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I felt weird about it, and this is why. this is why I'm leaving, people, because I can't. And I'm not even into politics, but that's the stupidest thing I have ever freaking heard.
Yeah. But this is like the tip. No. But this is the tip of the iceberg. So
no.
Like, while all of this is going on,
no.
there's a Washington Post journalist who's from Saudi Arabia, and he works for the Washington Post. He's written about the Saudi Arabian government. Like, he's very vocal, in countries like Saudi Arabia is not okay.
Right.
So he lives he's a U.S. resident. So he went to Turkey to go to the consulate. Mm-hmm. Gets kidnapped, and pretty much he's dead. Like, everybody knows he's dead. And the Turkish like intelligence and Turkish consulate was like, he died here. Like, he's dead. And Saudi Arabia's like, we have no idea what you're talking about. Meanwhile, they dispatched like 15 Saudi Arabian like military people to Turkey, and they pulled up in a van and pulled up into the consulate, and that's when the nigga went missing. So it's like, you took him and you killed him. But they're like, we have no idea, but we'll help you guys figure it out if you would like.
Oh no!
And it's like, so Donald Trump had the audacity immediately after this Kanye West interview to be like, yeah, I mean, he's not even a U.S. citizen. So. And like, I'm like, he worked for the Washington Post. He came here because his life was in danger, because he was calling out the government for what they were doing wrong. And you have like, just the audacity to be like, just because he wasn't born here, he doesn't deserve the respect of finding out why he was murdered.
That's crazy.
Working for your government or working from your press corps. And Turkey is literally so like sad. It's literally like Turkey standing here with a bullhorn, like, they killed him. And Donald Trump is like, I don't know what you're saying to me. Like, congressmen are like, what are we gonna do? Like, this cannot, because if this is the trend, then that means any person who speaks out about governments are doing wrong cannot come to a place where freedom of speech is the reason why you are out here saying whatever the heck you want. And they can't come here and call people out for doing wrong, for killing people, for basically mass genocide, for killing dissenters, like all of these things. And if anything happens to them, you won't seek justice. You'll say, well, you weren't from here anyways.
That nigga has no regard for people's lives,
like, at all.
In general. Someone was asking me, they're trying to like figure out like ways to like stay and stuff. I'm like, they're like, just have a child, like, you'd be guaranteed. I'm like, no, this nigga has literally been like revoking people.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Sorry. That just reminded me of the other thing.
Oh God, this is a lot, bro.
The kids that were separated from their parents at the border, the ones that were like, kids were born here and their parents were deported, they're adopting the kid. They're like letting people adopt these kids who they just deported their parents. It's like federally mandated kidnapping. So like, not only are they calling 2-year-olds to the stand to ask them what they want to do, but it's like they are adopting all these kids just so they can say that they're no longer at these camps.
Wow.
So like, even having a child, like these days, like,
that doesn't matter.
People are like, oh, you can have a child 7 years. Don't do that, by the way, if that's your plan. But there's no other way to say it, but like you said, there's no regard for anybody else.
Yeah.
Who doesn't look like him or think like him.
Who doesn't agree with him. Even the people that do agree with him. That nigga don't care about nobody but himself.
Nobody.
Oh, that's frustrating, but what are you gonna do?
Leave.
Yep.
Leave.
Yeah.
And with this whole climate situation where they're like, in 40 years.
Don't talk about the climate, bro.
I mean,
You think I get it up?
I was sitting down and I was like, do I want to have kids?
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy thinking about it, because it's like when they grow up, like,
this is the world we're leaving them.
This is fucked. It's pretty fucked. But I don't know. I don't even know what to say to kind of get out of that mode. Just kind of like,
this is why if
don't
you're
focus
an immigrant,
on it.
go back to your country and make it worth being
the
place being at, so that your kids can have some place to call home.
Yeah.
And they don't have to rely on these racist ass motherfuckers to keep making laws that disregard their lives and their well-being.
Yeah.
There's my ladies.
But even with African governments though, they're kind of like following the Donald Trump trend because you know my president is crazy.
Yeah.
And then the ones that aren't, like, they're kind of doing shit on the low and like in secret and like making deals and stuff. So
I'm just looking forward to them dying. They're all old.
Yeah.
They're gonna die soon, and luckily, hopefully, if people smart enough go back, it'll change.
Hopefully, this nigga. I told you my president wants to appoint his son.
Yeah. Hamilton yesterday. There's a song in Hamilton where it says "History has its eyes on you." Right?
Jeez.
And it's like, and
don't do what I did.
It's literally like the whole Hamilton. First of all, guys, that is the most.
What a dweeb! Not just kidding.
I could cry.
Yeah, you probably did.
I was bawling my eyes out at the end. Like I had tears running down my face. It was ugly. It was ugly.
That's funny.
But like Hamilton, just basically everything that he did was just so that he's like, it was all for the future. He was like, you plant the seeds so that even if you never see them grow. I was like, yes. And so they were doing something. It was like building the financial system and all these different things. And like that's one of the, you know, like in musicals, I don't know if you know, but in musicals sometimes they repeat like certain phrases from songs or like melodies throughout the musical.
Yeah.
And something happened and it was like, history has its eyes on you. And it's like and I'm like bawling my eyes out, and because it was like they were saying things just about kind of like how people are gonna like get from what the decisions you make. And the things he was saying, it was just kind of like, oh my God, it's so relevant now.
Yeah.
And he was like, people care more about their party, people care more. And it's like, these are things that Alexander Hamilton was writing at the beginning in 1770, 80, 1800s. And in 2018, it's like...
annoying. Yeah.
I was bawling my eyes out. History has eyes on you, y'all.
Yeah. But you also love history, which is interesting.
Yeah, because... And not just because like I'm a nerd, but also because the lessons that everybody's trying to figure out or the answers that everybody's looking for have been figured out before.
Yeah.
And if you would just look at the mistakes people make, that's like when our parents do shit, we're like, I'm never going to do this. That's history.
Right. Yeah.
Now apply it to the larger scheme of things and how you run your country and how you make decisions for your communities. Look at your parents and be like, I am not doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's World Recap. We're all going to shit.
No, don't say that. Let's leave it on a positive note.
Oh, also.
Okay.
This Tanzanian the youngest billionaire in Africa got kidnapped yesterday or 2 days ago.
What the fuck?
But he also was dumb enough to never hire security.
So he's just out here.
He was just out here, so they kidnapped him. They probably would just ask for money. It's like, you're an idiot. He's only worth 1.3 billion.
Only? Oh, speaking of rich, we watched Crazy Rich Asians, and I always tell when I'm explaining the movie to people, I'm like, I've always had this picture or this idea of what richness is, right?
What life would be.
Or what your life would be. They surpassed that by like 125%. Like everything that they did was like
opulent.
That is a good word. It was just like, what?
Wealth manifested in human form.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
I've been trying to tell Winnie to move to China for the longest.
No, you just started telling me for like a couple
2
months ago.
Okay. The longest. I read this article about this girl. She started this hair company. So she moved,
in China?
Her and her sister. So her sister's in Louisiana doing all the like American logistics. She moved to China to teach English and like develop relationships with all the vendors.
Yeah.
And it's like running like a multi-million-dollar hair company.
Bet.
Just going back and forth. I was about to text you and be like, this is why I'm telling you to go to China.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. It's on my backup list.
After that movie, I was about to move to China.
Yeah, I was low-key thinking like today, and you're going to a meeting, but I think I'm going to go watch it again. Because I was going to watch it during the week, but I was like, why am I going?
Oh, I want to go.
You want to go watch it?
Yeah.
You have a meeting at 2:30.
Okay.
It's 1:42.
We need to leave soon.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so anyways.
You're going to go now?
I was.
Well, you don't even know what time is this playing.
There's probably one playing at 3. Anyways, guys, leaving on a positive note, what are we gonna tell these people?
Oh, it's okay, African men, that you love yourself.
Yeah.
And
it's okay for everybody to love themselves. The battery's exhausted. Let's see if it'll...
Like dead exhausted or like hot?
I think exhausted means dead. Like it's tired.
Yes. Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's look at this. And we can plug it in. Oh, and then one of the things in one of the songs, it was like life doesn't discriminate between the sinners and its saints. It just takes and it takes and it takes.
Oh.
And they're like, and you can do it anyway. I was like, that's fact. And then it was like, death doesn't discriminate.
No, it does not.
Between the sinners and the saints. And I was like, that's a fact.
It does not.
You're gonna die. You might as well live.
Ooh. I felt that.
You know?
I felt that. I felt that, bruh. It was like, because I saw this, I think I'm repeating myself. Never mind. I said this last time. But no, it was just talking about like being grateful and just kind of like, huh?
I don't think you said this.
Just like the thing about like, if you woke up today with the things that you were grateful for, with only the things you were grateful for, what would you have? Mm-hmm. And it was like that day I literally like sat down and like wrote out everything that I was grateful for, and I was like thankful that
this is why you're winning the lottery.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for everything. I was like, I'm grateful because it's like you want, like, we want money, you want to win the lottery because like, okay, when I get the lottery, I'll feel grateful. It's like, why should you only feel grateful whenever like things work out? Like, and then somebody else said like, why do you only get excited when things go your way? Like whenever things don't happen the way that you think that they're supposed to, it's not like a failure. It's a lesson that you're learning. You should be grateful for those too. Facts. So it's just like understanding like where you are, just kind of being grateful like for where I am. Like I have shelter, I have food, I have everything that I need. I have a car. Like I don't have to like worry about, being short on bills or just like, it's just like little stuff that we kind of like take for granted because we're always thinking about like what we should have and like where we should be. Yeah. That you forget being thankful for like the little things. So yeah, just be grateful, be thankful, be like, so you can track health and wealth and abundance. Write it down. Write it down. And just like, I've been making sure that I like take time every morning because I used to like get annoyed with like just kind of like taking like some time, even if it's like 20 minutes and just kind of spending it with yourself to kind of set your intentions for the day. And there was this guy that was like, do everything that you do like the same. So if you're like excited about a project, do that. If you're about to wash dishes, be excited about washing dishes. Just approach every single little thing like the same way because you want to make sure that. But anyways,
you want to stay consistent.
You want to stay consistent
and excited and keep those energies around you.
There you go. Okay. So that's that. That was it.
And it's okay, African men, love yourselves. Women, we need to do better about that too. Take a lesson from these niggas. Yeah. We joke on them, we make fun of them or whatever, but at the end of the day, they have it figured out. They have their camaraderie. Yeah. They love each other. They love themselves.
They do love themselves.
And I tell you right now, they will cheers to each other.
Like this.
Like this.
Cheers. Hey.
You guys, cheers to loving each other. Cheers to loving each other. Cheers to loving each other.
Cheers.
Insert video.
All right. Thanks, Nana. I don't know where he's at, but he was out here for a little bit. Y'all saw him.
Yeah, it was good. Are you gonna play some music so we can?
So we can leave?
Yeah.
I will.
I'll just insert something.
Play a song from Hamilton.
I'll insert something. Did you download the soundtrack?
I have the soundtrack.
Oh my gosh.
Theodosia writes me a letter every day. I'm keeping her bed warm while her husband is away. He's on the British side.